What up, y'all? It's your man Abuamerican. It's been a minute. It always is, isn't it? I mean, it's not like I'm overly, consistent in churning out this content, being busy and whatnot in real life. I got my fan going. I don't know how this is gonna sound in the background, guys. So I apologize if the sound is bad because I have this fan going. But it is hotter than spicy food in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. Think of something. It's crazy hot out here, and there's no way I'm sitting here without a fan. Now, I tried to film this video in the UK while I was there, and this is actually a video about the UK and the situation there. And in specific, I was gonna talk about in general the people of the United Kingdom, but I decided to just focus on women since that's what we're all here for anyway. Let's just be honest. We're here always talking about women. So let's just focus on that one point, and I'll make the video about the rest of the people of London on a later date. But it was women who actually brought me to this epiphany in terms of the types of people in London. Screw it, I'm going to do the whole thing. The beginning will be about the women. If you want to hear about the women and that's it, you can stop once I'm done. I'll let you know when that part's over. And if you want to hear about the rest of the people in London, then fine, you can stay for the rest of the video. So this might be like maybe a 10-minute video. Hopefully it'll be about 10 minutes, not longer. I'm trying to keep them like, below 10 minutes, but this might be a little bit longer than 10 minutes. As long as I don't go off on rants like this right here. So anyway, let's get into this. So check it out. While I was in London, I came to an observation. And I actually knew this, I guess, before. But it didn't click until this last trip. Stupid fan. It didn't click until this last trip. And that is that, London is thirsty. And when I say thirsty, man, I mean thirsty. I mean, we got thirsty dudes and thirsty women. Everybody's thirsty in London. But the women, of course, got the upper hand because guys' thirst is significantly greater than female thirst. London doesn't pass the busted dude test. And if you ever used to, read or listen to Bruce V in the past, then you know what the busted dude test is, where you go to a city and you find that the men will look good and they'll be partnered up with like nasty, just ugly, chunky women. And then that city fails the busted dude test. And a city that would pass that busted dude test would be the opposite. You got like just bums, fat guys, whatever else, dudes who don't, have anything spectacular or special going on with them or about them, be it career or physically. They got like these hot chicks. And this is why guys like Eastern Europe, because Eastern Europe passes the busted dude test. London fails it miserably. You got a lot of hot women in London, but you find that most of the women who you see walking around holding hands in relationships, all happy-go-lucky, are actually with guys who are in quite good shape, while they themselves are not. And the hot women, I guess, they're just enjoying the carousel ride or whatever else, and all the attention they're getting from all the dudes in between. You got hot women, of course, that are in relationships, but it's just the vast majority of the women that you see like walking around, fat and happy, quite literally, not figuratively, are with like really, decent looking guys. I stayed in an Airbnb in Upton Park, and the first night there, it was Saturday night. I was actually supposed to get there in the afternoon. My flight was delayed 4 hours in Frankfurt. They were supposed to give me like compensation, didn't pay me my compensation. Guy said he couldn't check me in because I was going to check in like near close to 1 o'clock. Anyway, long story short, I get to my Airbnb around like 12:30. I go out to try and find like a toothbrush and some food because I'm hungry. Airport, they didn't want to hook us up with no food or anything, so I'm hungry in London in the middle of the night in Upton Park. There's nothing out there. It's the bush. There's just absolutely nothing in that hole, in that corner of London. So I'm wandering around the streets, and like all the clubs are closing down at 1 o'clock, oddly, on Saturday. Or, some of the clubs and bars, I guess they're more like pubs, were closing down. And you had you had these big ripped up black dudes, man. I don't know what it is with brothers, man. I don't know what's going on with this. But anyway, this is a different topic. But anyway, big ripped up dudes, like muscular and whatnot, with these nasty, fat, like just steak puff marshmallow chicks, man. It was horrible. And something clicked right there. That was the first thing. I was like, yo, what the hell y'all niggas is doing? It was just crazy. I was like, yo, son, that's just, yo, what's good? And one chick, man, she was gimp, man. The last dude, he was like probably the most ripped up dude. He was a little short dude. He was like the most ripped up, looked like a bulldog. And he got this fat chick that's gimped up in in a cast, like limping. I'm like, and they holding hands all happy and stuff. I'm like, dude, I mean, hey, if that's what you like, but it's just like, it's clear you could do better than that. And I got a video coming up about that too. But anyway, moving on. So the next day I'm wandering around. I'm just paying attention to the environment more than ever. And then it just popped in my head. Don't ask me what it was. Just like, again, like I said, it was an epiphany. And sometimes I have these like thoughts going on in the back of my head. And there's a concept and an idea there that I haven't like, put together or whatever else. But it's a clear, lucid thought in the back, in my subconscious, but not in my, my actual forethought, conscious type, whatever the hell you call it. You know what I'm saying? Something's turned in the background, and it's like, what is that? And I just started asking random chicks. I was like, yo, are you from London? And then I got like a lot of different answers, because London is a very diverse city. A lot of foreigners, a lot of people there, tourists, whatever else. Nobody wants to leave London. All these women. Now I'm asking women like randomly, do you want to leave London? Do you want to leave London? Do you want to leave London? I didn't come across a single. I'm gonna ask like maybe like 30 or 40 women. It's not a lot, but it's about 30, 40 women. And then I'm thinking back to like conversations I had online with other women. And I have yet to meet a woman who wants to leave London. Now, that's not to say that they don't exist. I got a brother, he's like, my wife, she wants to make hijrah, like she wants to make the Islamic move out of London. Fine, fair enough. You got exceptions. But the norm would appear to be, whether it's Muslim or non-Muslim, that the women do not want to leave London. And then I started asking dudes the same thing. And of course it's easier to ask dudes because they don't act all apprehensive and crazy. Like, oh my God, what's he doing? When you ask them questions. And like, I ain't met like a single Muslim brother. I didn't get to ask a lot of non-Muslim guys, but I didn't meet a single Muslim dude that wanted to stay in London. Not one. Not a single one. I didn't meet a single Muslim brother that wants to stay in London. Every single one I asked wants to leave. And I was like, what the heck is this dynamic? And I'll tell you why. We'll get into the story of why this was like actually in my head before, and I actually already knew this. But what it is women, London, because of male thirst, is a woman's dream city. Women love London because they get their attention fix, and that is more important to them than anything else. I don't care if they're broke bums living on the streets. They will stay in London because they get their attention fixed from men. Now, going into that story I was just telling you about, I actually knew this because I told you guys this story about that Indian girl that I met, and she didn't want to leave London. She's couch surfing. She's couch surfing, homeless. She has no fixed abode. She doesn't have a job. She's begging for money and food, and again, like I said, she's living between people's houses. And I was like, she was actually raised by a Swedish family. She was adopted in India. They took her to Sweden, raised her, very well-to-do family. Taking, Pops did everything right. Pops, because Mom Dukes couldn't have a kid, and they raised her in Sweden. She went to London, and I was like, are they not alive? And she's like, yeah, they're alive. I was like, well, why don't you go back to your family and reset, get yourself all together again, and then maybe come back, or maybe just look at, maybe you just want to maybe stay in Sweden. And she said, and what, give up my life here? And she said this like with like indignation, like, if my life here in London. And I'm like, what is your life in London? I'm like, you're homeless, you're hungry, you're jobless. What life? How is that a life? Obviously, she didn't have any answer except to be offended and block me. But that is basically an extreme case of the women of London. Now, not all women in London, of course, are in that situation, obviously. But that she's like the extreme end of all the women in London. Dudes, London is a thirst trap city, and it is bad. I mean, not even a little bad. It's very bad. Thirst is an all-time high in that city. It's a bad place to be a guy, kind of. And that's what I want to get into with my videos that I'm going to be putting out. I'm actually going to put out a video series on this. It's going to be sort of like a field report on London. And yes, it is going to be charged. It's going to be going through my site, Abuamerican.com. You are going to have to pay. You're not going to get around it. The first couple of videos, those of you who get in early, you get it cheap. But as I add more material on how to navigate that environment, because I actually went into that environment and I did quite well. You know, you'd be surprised. Just to give you like a little, you know, intro into it, I actually went out and I met like 4 sisters on my trip there. I was there 8 days. I met 4 sisters, and you know, there's no reason why brothers can't be killing it in London. Let me just say that. I could have got married 4 times. I didn't, obviously, or I would have told you guys about it by now at the start of this video. But easily could have gotten married 4 times. It's not even a problem. So I don't know why guys are suffering out there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together this guide for London in specific on how you guys can you know, take advantage of the thirst trap game out there, because it's too easy. You know, when you understand the environment and how it works and how it operates, you can take advantage of it. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. This is actually 10 minutes and 55 seconds right now, so I'm not actually going to go into the other types of people of London. I'll save that for a live, actually, and this will just be a standalone video. But yeah, London women, they don't want to leave because that place supplies them with what they want the most. And it's not jobs, it's not employment, it's not university, it's not all that stuff. It's a bunch of damn attention. I mean, me and some guys, we met some women. We went to do some drone footage, and we thought we found a nice spot, you know, in South London, and this Australian and New Zealand chick, they just came up and they were just like, you know, really starting to try and banter with us and everything, and they were really pushing hard. I mean, they were pushing hard for us to try and get a number, invite them somewhere, have us invite them somewhere. Dude, it was like so blatant, and it was just like, wow, how sad. The environment is flooded to the point that women have to go out and be thirsty in order to like thirst trap guys into getting, and it actually wasn't even a thirst trap. It would have been a bad situation Islamically had we indulged in it or encouraged it. But alhamdulillah, we stuck to our Islamic guns, you know. So yeah, the situation there can be dealt with easily. It can easily be taken advantage of, and I'm gonna actually help guys out with this one. Yeah. Anyway, I just want to drop that video. Did I make my point? I don't even know if I made my point. I kind of ranted and lost it there. London is a thirsty city. Women don't want to leave London, and here's why. Yeah, I covered it all. Anyway, this is your man Abuamerican. Catch me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all at Abuamerican. But most importantly, catch me on Abuamerican.com. You can sign up for my email list there. I will start putting out emails soon as this material starts coming out. And yeah, that's the best place to catch me, because you can catch me on the live chat there also. You know, no more Telegram and all that stuff. Catch me on the live chat on my website, because it's always on. Alright, I'm out.
Who wants to fight? Aha. I'm only taking the brave. I'm not taking the scary. I'm not taking no girls. Are you ready to fight? Yes.